All right. So, last week, um, last week with the Order of the Swan, you watched Silvar beat himself up. Cerebon decided not to follow the saying of two birds with one stone. Instead, tried to do one bird, one stone. Dehun fought another bird. Meanwhile, Miss Olivia fought Skippy. If I'm remembering that nickname correctly.
No, Miss Livia fought her rising urge to
Audrey, then.
jump into an island. Yeah,
Audrey
thank
fought
you.
Skippy.
Miss Livia is fighting the mundanity of married life. Big difference.
No. In fact, we failed to do that this week. Anyway, then you went and robbed a bank.
The usual, I see.
I mean, granted, the bank was empty, but you still essentially robbed it. And you all got level ups. As well as some.
Right. What level are we now?
Should be level 12.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, want to go build a spaceship?
What?
Yeah, I can go now build a spaceship. If you want to go build a spaceship.
How exactly?
Magic? I don't want to explain shit. No, but like literally magic. Just turn one of those gamer chairs into what powers a spaceship. Don't worry about it.
Just make sure you have it according to the OGL.
Yes.
I hear D&D Beyond, or D&D, or whoever owns D&D, Wizards of the Coast, just released their official statement on the controversy.
Oh yeah, they're backpedaling, but they're backpedaling in such a way that they hope that people are just going to start getting D&D Beyond subscriptions again. They do not give a shit.
It's not a good look for them right now.
It's a Mr. Krabs money type thing. They're just hoping that it's like brief, like internet controversy of the week, and it blows over. That's all it is.
And don't know if that'll work this time.
Especially because all they did was just release something. Like, there was really nothing they can really do about it.
And the golden age of piracy has begun.
Not quite.
You're right. It's been here for a while. People pirate the shit out of D&D products. But now you don't gotta feel bad about doing so.
Pretty much.
Yes. You have rejoined the expedition, more or less. And are making your way into the heart of the Montes Galacti. I don't think you need to be on Mix Isle or McIsle anymore. Say, show the map of the mountains in all its bare glory. But you get back to, or well, not back to camp because camp has moved. Rejoin the rest of the company. Yeah, you're allowed time to do whatever it needs to be done, either strategizing or as a quartermaster for Silvar. I have no idea what Cerebon would be doing. It sounds like Dahun is just playing with his new toy sword.
Okay, so here's the lowdown. Commit war crimes.
Yeah. When you...
That sound good, Sturbon?
Yeah. We just take the Geneva Convention and make it the Geneva Suggestion.
More like a checklist. Hit 100% completion.
But, you go down for the night. It's only, you only get around 2 hours of sleep or meditation before you hear the cracking of stone. Not just stone walls are cracking, but more like a crash. And off in the distance, yelling and sounds of combat.
Sounds like a problem for everyone outside of my tiny hut. So, get wrecked, Dahun.
After a minute or so, the sounds get louder and bursting from the tops of the buildings, you see a large dragon-like creature.
Yeah, still not my problem.
This creature looks around at the camp, picks a target of something before diving into the middle of the encampment. Got both adventuring guards and scholars scattering everywhere. Because, Big Dragon is in the camp. It almost as quickly as it dashes into the middle of camp, it picks something up in its mouth. And what are your 2 passive perceptions?
Higher than Starbon's, if I remember correctly, which is ironic.
I think Cerebon's is 15, if I remember correctly.
Audrey's is 17.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. You both can see that this dragon has got a grip around Chomper.
Ah, sweet. I can go back to bed.
And
wake me up in hours, Starbon.
It runs off with her in tow. If no action is taken, then you can conclude your long rest. 6 hours later.
Oh no, 6 hours for normies who need to sleep. Anyways.
Okay, Audrey, you're at the end of your long rest, which I think, even though you only need to sleep for,
no,
quote unquote sleep.
Arato's explicitly stated that an elf only needs 4 hours for a long rest.
Okay, what do you do after 2 hours?
I don't know. Uh, Draw on Sturpon's face while he sleeps. Read. Not concern myself with the fact that Chomper just got abducted. Send out the bird to go look for where the dragon went.
Alright. Roll survival for the bird.
Come on, Borb. Don't fuck this up. You're not a very smart bird,
He's a wise
but
bird.
just slightly wise bird. A wise enough bird, I guess.
Well, it goes beyond the range of being able to telepathically communicate with it. But, Rhiannon is able to follow the general direction of where it went up to a point where there looks like two bodies on the ground.
Oh, neat. Is there any, like, a noticeable, dangerous things coming?
No, and the bodies, at least from this distance, look humanoid. Of similar
Right.
size.
Rhiannon's gonna land on the closer one and do that, like, bird predator thing of, ooh, fresh meat, and make sure it's actually dead, and then if it is dead, start eating it, because someone can't currently keep an eye on her.
So landing on one of the bodies, I would notice that is Audrey looking through Rhiannon's senses?
I'm pretty sure the telepathy thing extends for the census thing. Also, Audrey doesn't really care enough about Chomper.
But
So, no. I mean, the bird is still, an owl, and, like, yeah, it has a 2 in intelligence, but animal? Actually, predator at that?
Well, there have been multiple, or at least 2 instances where I that seen wizards see through their familiar senses even beyond the range of telepathic communication.
Oh, point stands. Andre doesn't care enough about Chomper.
Alright. Rhiannon would notice that these 2 bodies are, well, it's like it's a husk of skin draped over roots. But where the head would be is a corroding mask of those weird bird people that Master has been concerned with.
Never mind. The meat's gross. A shame. Well, we'll violently, with bird strength, with a 6-foot wingspan, try to tear one of the masks off.
Okay. Do a strength check for the bird.
Great. With a -4. A -1. It's somehow even harder on the back on them. I genuinely did not think it would go into a negative number. I figured it would have had the floor at 1.
So Rhiannon, right. put beak to beak on the mask. It pulls with all her might till you hear the sound of something cracking. Yeah. You think it's like perhaps the roots of whatever this is? But then you realize, oh wait, it's my back that's cracking.
Hmm. No, this isn't good. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, she does not figure out use talons. Talons have a greater grip strength, and is just going to do that bird thing of pecking at the mast angrily before just indignantly flying up.
Wow. I that is something to say. That is amazing. Alright, come on, screenshotting tool. I want to get this screenshot before it disappears. But, where's Rhiannon heading now?
I mean, is there still a trail?
I do investigation for the bird.
Alright, let's get a third -1.
What the heck?
How are you doing
I
this?
am a god. A really shitty one, but still.
What? What the hell? No. There is absolutely nothing that Rhiannon notices.
Cool. Rhiannon's going to sleep.
Rhiannon is just so distracted by irritation of not being able to get the pretty shiny thing off.
Cool. Rhiannon is going to find a place to perch and just go to sleep. Maybe a solid 20-minute nap will help her. It won't, but she sure thinks so.
How did you manage to predict that?
I'm psychic, obviously. Yeah. After she like rests for a bit, realigns her spine. Uh, she'll fly back to camp. Only she still has that trail. Maybe, possibly.
Um. High or low?
Well, now I gotta go low.
Alright, Rhiannon is able to find her way back.
Right. Rhiannon will. Rhiannon, upon returning back to the tiny hut, will barely manage to scribble out her anger about not getting a shiny thing before starting to peck Sturbon in its sleep.
How nice.
Would this be the first time he's had to deal with a bird pecking him while he sleeps?
Probably not.
Eh, at least she's still like indignant and not using her talons, which would crush your heart. Um,
This would be at the end of the 8 hours, so you got your long rest. And the dome ends. It disappears.
Cool. Uh, Once the 8 hours are up for your sleep, Starbot, the owl starts screeching in your face because Audrey has specifically trained it to do it to Daehun, but Daehun spent the past 8 hours turning his sword on and off in his sleep, and that's kind of scary.
He's just going to try and eat the bird then.
Eats the bird?
Yeet.
Oh,
As in
yeet.
chuck, throw, send it into the stratosphere.
Well, it's not going to be very hard to eat the bird.
Wait. Will the bird see what's coming? The bird slightly sees what's coming, but it's too late.
Oh gosh.
Any reason to roll intelligence for this thing?
Now that you discovered the glories of three negative ones.
Never understood how that would.
It's such a statistical improbability. I love
This
it.
is so stupid. You rolled 3 3s in a row.
I know.
It's
It was my
way too ironic. Silly.
It was my -4 to intelligence. It comes out to a whopping -1.
Yeah, what did I
Not,
throw for chucking this bird?
I would
Some
assume
animal
that.
handling, strength,
I mean,
or
I
what was
would literally be animal handling.
it?
Like you are literally handling an animal.
Alright. I don't see any flaw in this logic. Also, that's a 1 in 8,000 chance of happening.
The bird gets yeeted. Humphrey doesn't really care because it's a familiar. Oh. She's supposed to do that to Daeho, not you. Oh well.
Right.
Uh, so should we, like, I don't know, deal with the pseudo dragon thing, or do you really care?
I guess we should at some point.
Yeah.
Alright, so what do you do?
The bird does not think to explain the path to Audrey. I don't know. Uh, you wanna, I guess, get breakfast, discuss with the gang TM,
I guess.
maybe relocate camp because a dragon knows our position.
I mean, how big of a dragon was it? Like small,
Adult
big.
size.
An adult dragon grabbed a pseudo dragon?
Yeah, I don't understand it either, but it's not like it was my problem. And Chomper should have just made a force field to sleep in. Skill issue.
I don't
Uh,
think.
Going there and being, I don't know. Do you want to, like, I guess, go? Yeah, let's just start with fucking breakfast and uh talking with the crew about the adult dragon that rolled up, I guess.
For all we know, the pseudo dragon could already be another dragon's breakfast.
Yeah, I mean, it's only as much of a problem as we let it be. And since someone's currently high out of his fucking mind, I'm not going to stress it that much. She says thinly, very thinly, clearly talking about arson as the one who would care.
So,
My man's been high for like what, weeks now?
I mean, that's sort of his MO. Like, you talk to trees, he gets high. You don't change something that's working.
so
You go get I don't know your head of lettuce or something. I'm pretty sure you're not actually one, but you strike me as the type of person who'd be an obnoxious vegetarian.
Technically, I can go full vegetarianism if I wanted
I
to,
mean,
but
most of us could.
things aren't designed for just vegetables.
I mean, I is that a tiefling thing? Because
I mean, it's a human thing.
humans absolutely can just eat vegetables and fruit and survive.
Bloody difficult though.
I mean, yeah, iron deficiency is a bitch, but that's a problem for poor people. And with that, she's gonna go look for silver.
yes, part of Silver's company is present. The notable exceptions or absentees, apart from Chomper, is Zarana, the ASMR, and that Dragonborn turtle person.
Yeah, well, he has a raging battle boner, so I'm not surprised he's gone. Hey, Silvar, you doing good? You get your full 8 hours of sleep that's ascribed to you as people that need to sleep.
You see that his eye, he just glares at you, and despite the glare having like narrowed eyes, you can see that they are bloodshot.
I mean, weed is a good substitute too. That's a lie. Go to fucking bed.
Nice of you to join us. Because, yeah, after that thing last night, I had a bit of a fun time putting everything back together. Not to mention
Yeah,
that one of my people was kidnapped.
sounds like a problem for people who can't make force fields for sleeping purposes. Can't relate. Am a wizard. Uh, anyways,
Can't keep people alive.
well, yeah, that's not my purview. But I don't need to
This
heal people if I don't need to heal people if the people trying to hurt us are dead. What do you think I am, Chomper? No, that's in bad taste.
Jeez.
very bad taste.
Yes.
Point being, I don't know, you got any leads? You speak dragon? Was it yelling something?
I don't know. Why don't we ask my older self? Any gestures behind you?
Oh, sweet, Dumb and Dumber.
First off, that is
She
highly inaccurate considering I run an academy.
she turns to Pat present Silvar, you're dumber.
Secondly, you don't have to worry about Chomper being dead.
Tis that I was worried.
I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to the one that actually cares about staying alive.
what is Chomper crucial to making sure we survive this?
I mean, she helps, but you can heal people too, Sturbon.
Yes, well, it's very much nicer to have more than one healer on the.
I mean, you're not wrong, but do you genuinely think Chomper will like our entire healing capacity? I mean, it's more so a problem for your party.
It's a whole lot easier if we have Chomper healing when I'm a little incapacitated as a insert random animal here.
I mean, I'm not saying that's wrong. What I am saying is that you're a spellcaster and your best weapons therefore are spells, Sturbon. Not
This weapon is
though. I mean,
claws.
turning into a fucking T-Rex comes pretty damn close. You can't do that yet. What am I talking about?
Actually, I might be able to.
Uh, anyways,
She also helps in case that either one of you decides to backstab the other in the back.
I would never. I don't even have a knife.
Dagger Venom's pretty close.
Yeah, but it's not a knife.
Did I say anything about stabbing people with a knife?
I mean, it's pretty hard to stab people without a knife. I would know. I'm somewhat of an expert on stabbing people. I have two piercing weapons on my person.
I think someone's just jealous. Jill said someone gets more attention from Arson when he's not incapacitated than someone else.
Something tells me Arson gives most of his attention to Anarchy.
He's also an animal lover, and he sees Chomper as an animal. Or at least he did.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked, not gonna lie. Seeing another sentient being as an animal. Like, I mean, normal pseudo dragons, sure, but unequivocally sentient. Ah, great, the bird is starting to piece stuff together. Um, anyways, I mean, I'm unsurprised who's missing out of you gang. Do you want to go, I don't know, look for said small, uh, appetizer-sized dragon?
Yes, that would be most prudent for you, considering what you may or may not run up against.
I mean, she'll pull out the map. What's most prudent for me is cutting off here, here, and here to commit war crimes against anything that might still be living down here.
Okay,
What?
so, let me just say, bad idea, points to the first area. The war crimes will be difficult here, and spoiler alert, nothing here.
Hey, people only call me a tactician, not a good or ethical one. Most certainly not an ethical one.
Well, if you want to
Oh,
relive a certain game franchise, or particularly two games in that franchise, avoid this area. And it goes back to the first area that he said.
Neat. Um, well, do you have any leads on on finding this missing child, so to speak? Or are you just
What
hoping to
direction
put
did...
her face on milk cartons and hope so? Do you think I pay attention? I just told my bird to go look. I had other things I needed to deal with.
Okay, Bird, what way did the dragon go?
Ah, wonderful. The bird, sort of like Lassie, points in the direction of where it flew off.
Alright then, let's go.
No, well. She just sort of leans in to disturb on. Okay, so 50-50 chance she actually got the trail, or she saw a mouse and chased after it. There's no in between.
Why do you have something that bad at its job?
I mean, she's still effectively a wild animal. Actually, no, it's worse. She's a pixie in the guise of a wild animal.
That's really committed to their role.
Yeah, look, I mean, if you want to talk about the intricacies of Faye being bullshit, talk to the two, well, technically one who's currently tenured under a Fae. She says, whistling for Rhiannon to lead down the trail as she'll follow behind the bird.
Alright. So you go off in that direction for a good hour or two before you start hearing what sounds like footsteps coming in your direction. Uh, um, go ahead, roll perception, like whoever's taking charge, or if you both want to be in charge of this individually.
Sweet. With the bird taking point. Good job, bird. You gave a whole +1.
Alright. Starlon, you're able to pick out two sets of footsteps coming in your direction. One is lighter, the other is more heavier. It has a bit more of a stomp. But also, along with the heavier footsteps, there is a bit of a dragging sound.
I guess he'll try and take cover then.
Alright. You're just taking cover, or are you trying to hide behind it?
Just taking cover, I guess. It's what, we're facing a bloody dragon. I'm not really expecting to be able to hide from something like that. And besides, we're going to try and fight it, right?
Who knows?
Well, seeing you take cover, both versions of Silvar draw their weapons from nothing, because they're both hexblades, they can do that. And Melrun takes out her rapier.
Um, Audrey at least believes in the adequacy of the Silvar meat shield, now in stereo, and it just sort of crosses her arms and goes, "Okay, Rhiannon, give it to me straight. Did you just find a really big rodent to follow? I'm not going to be mad, just disappointed." Uh, the bird, who, seeing seeing Sovar hide, is also hiding with Sovar, screeches right into your ear, Sovar. Not Sovar, Starvon.
Bird learns to fly, part 2. Starboard's not taking any of that. Bird wants to scream and learns to fly.
Right. And from around the corner, yes.
Which I mean, yeah, if you've ever heard the cries of a Eurasian eagle owl, they're not quiet.
No, they're not.
The footsteps stop. Then, charging from around the corner is the Dragonborn Turtle with his, what is it, a halberd? Glaive. Like, glaive behind him, like, ready for an attack, but then sees the 5 of you, looks incredibly disappointed before going to a neutral stance and saying something in Draconic. After which, Zorana also comes around the corner. Bow in hand, though it looks like she hasn't quite had time to draw back the bowstring yet. Before her companion ran out ahead.
Yes, this is not a big mouse. I'll give you that one, Rhiannon. Well,
well, it's nice that you come and join us. Though I have to admit, I'm a bit tired.
Yeah, that's why I just stayed in camp. Anyways, to which Rhiannon will fly up and resume leading the way back to weird shiny thing she found.
While we were out looking, we came across what looked like 2 bodies.
Neat.
The weird part is that when we got closer, it turned out it was just like hardened skin stretched over roots to look like a humanoid body, and we found this. And she pulls out one of the Fallen Chosen's masks, and what's different about this is that it is corroding. And not in a good shape, either.
Oh, huh. Neat. I would never thought I'd see a green 16. Immediately realizing that was her quarry, swoops down and will try and steal the mask.
She was just lightly holding on to it, and even then,
right.
Part of it just breaks in her hand. So now all she has is just a chip of corroded metal.
I like to imagine she's just trying to explain this, and then a shadow drops from the ceiling and swoops back up and goes, as Audrey just goes, "So you didn't find Chomper, you just found those fuckers, didn't you?" The bird is happy. The bird is increasingly becoming more distraught, though, as her prize starts deteriorating.
And actually, Rhiannon, with that intelligence roll, it's more corroded than it was the last time you saw it.
Yeah, she no happy about that. Well, something tells me my bird only went so far as to find those corpses, and given the fact that she didn't immediately come back and vomit on Daehoon's face, tells me she was at least smart enough not to start eating them.
They're not too far away. We can lead you back to them.
It's probably for the best.
Alright.
Servon quit hiding like a cat.
And they lead you back to the
Yeah,
bodies.
be hired.
You are literally acting like a cornered animal. Sweet corpses.
They lead you back to where the bodies are. Most of what probably was there is still there. Yet there is clothing. Their swords are still there, though they are in far worse condition than the mask.
Oh. So we don't tell Daehoon. Got it.
What in the Nine Hills happened here?
Homicide? Looks like homicide.
Yeah, but the last time we killed one of those things, they immediately turned into roots.
Possibly suicide, I guess.
It could just take longer for them.
They might still be slightly alive in there.
Why light them on fire then?
You know, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to light them on fire. Do you want to do the honor, Sturbon?
Sure, I guess. Do we need anything from the bodies before we do this?
I think it would be a good idea to take a look at the bodies before we cremate them.
Sure. I guess he'll look through the bodies for anything.
Well,
Okay, sure.
sir.
Plant creatures, he's got to have some sort of a decent ability.
This is his one big brain moment.
Alright, let me just remind myself what kind of roots these things are. Okay, shoot. None that one. Doubt it's going to be here. Nope, those are tongue spells. Well, shoot. Well, I don't remember what type it is, but these are... The roots appear to be a kind of tree root. Specifically one that is found in arid regions. Not underground.
These guys came from the surface before getting abducted.
I mean, aren't cave trees sometimes just a weird thing that happens? Who am I kidding? Neat. They came from the surface. Does that particularly matter? I mean,
Really depends.
I suppose there's at least the old adage, the enemy of our enemy is our friend, or our future self from beyond time and space. So, I mean, something tells me the only character development you're going to go through, Sturbon, is getting a straw hat, but I'm still not against seeing a future Sturbon.
I mean, if we figure out how to go forward in time.
I mean, here's a cooler point. Wizard can literally divine the future. Also, an elf will live long enough to see Sturbon get his straw hat.
If you don't get killed first.
I mean, death is relative for an elf.
How nice.
Yeah, imagine not being one with the cosmic jelly bean jar. Anyways, you want to light them on fire? Go ahead. We're still missing a big fuck you lizard.
Have
So,
the creatures been murdered by a dragon? Or were these murdered by something else?
yes, those famous dragons who just breathe roots.
Roll for me either Arcana or Nature.
They're both the same roll, it doesn't really matter.
I'm surprised. I figured nature would have been higher, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So, definitely that these things were killed. Looks to be a breath weapon. Particularly of the necrotic variety.
So we're looking for a blight dragon? Wonderful.
Oh, wait, really? It was a. Huh. I thought those were just myths. Neat. Anyways,
If anything dies, a necromancer says, "Can I?" Not should I.
I think I got what kind of roots they would be. I think roots of juniper.
like,
The juniper trees? Oh, those things. Alright.
like, Sturbon, necromancers tend to be wizards. Wizards. No ethic. Comprende? Speaking of no ethics, hold out your hand, I need to slice into your palm.
No.
Cool. Silver, hold out your hand, I need to slice into your palm.
No.
Actually, it'd probably work better with you on perform a seance.
Why? You want to talk to the plant creatures? Hey, how'd you die?
No, not more so. Invoke the wrath of invoke the envoy of dragon gods to show us the literal path to dragon. Have you considered again? Wizard can see into the future and also past. Sometimes the present. Anyways, I only need enough gold I only need enough blood from the two of you, Silver, to equal about 25 GP.
Okay, for what purpose?
Divination, and that's not like me being vague. I mean the literal spell.
And you need 25 gold's worth of blood.
Oh, I mean, the other sacrifices would work. I mean, that's a bit much, but I can sacrifice Snippy if you'd prefer.
Old Silvar points his sword in your direction. You are not going to touch him.
Yeah, you're right. Like I said, a bit expensive. I'd go for the baby anyways.
President Silvar, don't you dare.
You're right, it's much easier to steal clutches of eggs from other kobolds.
Divination, you said? The spell divination.
Yes, the literal spell.
Problem with this
I was
filter is that also gives me all the divination spells. Incense or sacrificial offering appropriate to your religion, together worth at least 25 GP.
Look, I don't just carry 6 of it and hippie, but I think Herald of the Dragon Gods appeal God will take your blood. Or a kidney. I mean, if you just have a fucking dragon kidney, that might work too.
Why the heck would you need a kidney?
I don't know, the gods work in mysterious. I'm not a fucking cleric, don't ask me.
President Silvar begins to tilt his sword over to his offhand before older Silvar stops him, hands him a knife, and says, "Use a knife. It does less damage than a sword."
I'm not going to stab you in the back with a sword.
And President Silvar will take the knife from his older version, cut into his palm. Motion for you to bring forth your hand before squeezing some blood into whatever container or your bare hands before handing the knife back to his older version.
Sweet. Next time I should just get a cup. She says, looking at the blood in her hands, and will set up the ritual circle to cast divination.
Alright. Now, divination does your magic and an offering you put into contact with a god or a god's servant. Ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. DM offers a truthful reply. Might be a short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or an omen. Does not take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as casting an additional spell or the loss or gain of a companion. You cast it 2 or more times before finishing your next long rest. There's a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after first you get a random reading. Alright. Now, you're incredibly garbled.
Damn, that's rough. I wasn't even talking.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, after the fucking 10 minutes and 6 seconds pass. Presuming you can hear me.
Yes. So,
Cool.
So, the ritual completes. I presume, circle lights up.
I would
spell or
yeah.
the blood is consumed, and What are you trying to contact?
Probably a more, I mean, in this case, probably a more local draconic deity than, a completely separate planet, just flat out.
Okay. So you're just trying to reach out for a draconic deity.
Yeah, presumably one who is inclined to help us, and not like Tiamat. As funny as it would be to subject Silvar and Silvar to a servant of Tiamat.
What is it, young one?
Hey, so we need some help. Uh, our friend got fucking abducted by a blight dragon, and we're gonna do the really stupid thing of going to go find said blight dragon to get our friend back. You think you can help show us in the direction of where they went? She's just sort of like holds up her map.
Short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or omen? Continue your path, and you will find that which you seek.
Wait. Uh. Yeah. Cool. Also, unrelated, but this is unrelated to divination questions. But have you met Silvars?
You get no response.
Cool. Bye. She'll hang up the metaphorical phone. Damn, surprised that worked. Also surprised it doesn't recognize you.
I think it's more of
I mean, it wasn't a
spell.
blight.
I think it's more of that you got your answer and the spell ended.
I mean, I'm keenly aware. So we have a path. Does anyone, I don't know, want to be the fucking Ariadne to Chomper's Theseus and keep us straight so we don't get lost?
I think Theseus is a bit of a bad example, considering he wasn't exactly a great guy. Wait, no.
No, I mean, he was just an idiot. There's a keen difference.
I know, I was thinking of Jason.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he was also an idiot. Completely different sense. Actually, we have a fucking ranger. I think the ranger can help us keep on track if we really need to.
I have a name.
Yeah, most people do. Doesn't mean I know yours. Anyways, she'll just start walking off in the continuation path.
She's going to make this an advantage. Well, she does manage to keep you going in a straight path. But after a Let me check something real quick. Also, yeah, Mike's garbling a bit, Lunar.
Don't worry about it.
It's making quite a bit of noise, despite the fact that I think you're talking. Not talking. Alright. So, after a bit, you don't really get anywhere. No. After rounding a corner, like probably 100 feet away, you do see a small body. From this distance, looks draconic. It's got its head pointed down.
So, how much you want to bet that's Chomper?
Probably is. Sora says as he continues forward.
The Black Dragon's still somewhere nearby.
Zorana, it takes a bit more of a faster pace, so that is normal for her, considering she has a 45 movement speed, if I remember. Yeah, 45 movement speed. Hey, careful, Zorana! The dragon might still be around. Zorana will get to the little body and kneel down or down on her knees and begin talking with it in Draconic. You don't hear any response for it, but sounds like there's a conversation. At least a one-sided conversation. If anyone's saying anything, I can't hear what you're saying.
No, I'm not speaking. Just watching.
You're just watching, you're not even paying attention to see if there's anything around.
No. Like, I mean, Audrey's a bit laughing. Besides, there is not one but two meteor targets for dragon dinner right next to her. Ironic, neither of which are Silvar. Though I admit one is a bit spicy.
Zora will eventually stand up, turn around, she'll walk back to the group with the body in hand, and it is Chomper that what is Audrey's passive insight?
Do you? That's a question on if Audrey has proficiency in insight. Let me check. Yeah, it's a 17.
Alright, so both of you Both you and Sterbon are able to recognize that someone looks a little depressed. Or down in the dumps, so to speak. As she's doing so, one of older Silvar's ears kind of pricks up. He starts looking around before shouting in Draconic. President Silvar and his troop all look confused. Like, those that aren't Chompers start looking around confused. If you want to see if you can find what they're trying to look for, I'll be perception checks.
This would help if one of us understood the language. Thanks, Borb. Very cool.
Well, Audrey, you aren't able to find what it is older Silvar is yelling at, but you do see in the corner, or leaning up against a building, is a weirdly present, non totally gone skeleton. So what's odd about this skeleton is that, not only is it not completely eroded into dust, but also has a bird head. Bird skull. And in its arms is a book.
Did we just find the skeletal remains of Ra?
What?
Wrong bird.
I see. So it's Horus.
I will say, you are looking in the right direction, but the wrong type of bird.
Wait, which bird skull is it? You didn't really specify. We have plenty of Egyptian gods with bird heads. We can do it all day.
Well, long, narrow beak.
Ibis?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably not cool. To desecrate the corpse of an Egyptian god.
But I feel like there's a but incoming.
Is there?
Is there what?
It's probably Thoth. And he is a god of knowledge. Against the book. So all I'm saying is, wouldn't it be funny if if you go and try to steal his book, Sturbon.
Oh, dearie me. And why me? Why do I have to touch a bloody book?
Fair point. Why have you do it when we have a Silver to do it?
Why should I
Ask
do it
your
when you're the
bird
one
to
that's
grab the
curious?
book.
I mean, you're not.
I mean, I'm not that curious.
You're not so curious as to risk a curse from a deity. Interesting. I must add this to my notes. She says, writing something down in her notepad.
Silver says something in Draconic, and then the Dragonborn turtle goes over to the skeleton, pokes at it, uh, not with the glaive, but with his hand claws. Reaches down, grabs the book with one hand, walks back, holds it out towards Audrey.
Neat. Audrey just holds up her hand, counting down from 5 to see if lightning parts from the fucking heavens to smite him before grabbing the book. All right, now let's see. My ancient Egyptian's a bit rusty, but let's see if I can get anything out of this. Starbon, if that thing comes to life and tries to attack us, you cool being my meat shield while I read. Not hearing a no. To
I
which
said
crap,
no.
I didn't hear it.
Oof.
To which she'll crack open the book and check and see.
Alright. Let's see, what was Coptic script like? Because I'm fairly certain that it didn't look anything like modern
It depends.
Egyptian, which is written in the Arabic script.
Yeah, modern Egyptian Arabic. It depends. I suppose it depends on the type of when the time is supposed to be for archaic Egyptian, because it could just start getting far enough back in time that it just becomes uh hieroglyphs.
Perhaps I should just see what was on the Rosetta Stone.
Well, that was Demotic, which is the which is what came before Coptic.
Ah, Coptic was what I remembered is
I
actually
mean,
Egyptian.
so is Demotic. It's just an older dialect. It's like Greek to Latin.
That looks
Point there
very
and being
similar to. That looks very similar to. Arabic. No, it's not hieroglyphs. It's just a weird fusion.
point there and being Audrey's going to take the time to cast comprehend languages.
All right. So, comprehend languages, and it translates it, but it still makes no freaking sense.
Oh fuck! This is a cipher. Hey, Chomper, on a scale from 1 to intensive care unit, how close are you to dying?
You hear in your mind, fine, I guess.
Cool. You sound awfully dejected. It's gonna be a follow-up question, I guess. She says, pulling out her notebook, and will take the time to translate the script into the common script. That way, everyone can work together to try and figure out this fucking cipher.
Awesome. Another thing of note is that the handwriting in this is, so you'll be able to see, but the handwriting is terrible.
This would be a problem if I was a fluent speaker and not relying on magic glasses.
Indeed.
Anyways, so far you're a sleazeball. You recognize this cipher?
Let me get the DC of this. Meanwhile, that's going on. I can at least pull up Silvar's character sheet in preparation. Let's see. Okay, the character app is not working. So I'm just going to have to go to D&D Beyond. Anyway, like the website version.
Shame.
Well, that's where I have a ton of character sheets, so...
Truly unfortunate.
Okay. So the DC of this... And also the kind of roll that I'm going to have to make. Oh, that's to decipher it. Just an intelligence check. Don't think this is going to work. No. I can't
Cool.
figure this out.
How about the cooler Sturbon? Not Sturbon, Silvar. Sturbon is the cooler Sturbon.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's sort of like a by default thing, but you know.
No?
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have offered you my glasses, shouldn't I? All right. Well, come on, Rhiannon. Let's take a look at this. Why the fuck is there an apostrophe there?
The only thing that you're able to glean from this, even though it is still a cipher, is that it's talking about a really advanced form of magic. The kind that you would need a master or an archmage for.
Audrey just sort of like, wonderful. Audrey looks visibly disconcerted, actually. Hey, Sturbon, buddy,
Yeah.
you want to try and decipher this? I guess we might as well open this up to the open forum.
All right.
Here, take my USB bird, she says, holding Rhiannon up, who's, despite the fact was clearly full of trying to help figure this out, now has the distinct emptiness behind her eyes, ready to help out again.
Not her. There's one more. There she is. But since Rhiannon is helping, quote unquote, that would be advantage. So far, no one is anywhere close to being able to decipher this. Cerebon also taking a crack at this?
I guess.
You have the USB bird. If you would so like advantage.
Either way, it does not help. USB bird actually hurts.
she is nipping at your ear.
USB bird learns to fly again.
Yeah, taking a look at this Cerebon, there's only one person that you remember having this bad of handwriting. And that was your little fox friend. Well, maybe not your friend, but definitely a friend to Miss Olivia, and that was this Tong Yawen, who is currently establishing a teleportation circle on your island.
Being said, this is also not Mandarin, so... Okay, so, yeah, this is incredibly disconcerting. Show of hands, can anyone think why?
Linguist?
Well, actually, somebody who's a trained linguist would probably help us. No, I mean, this is whole fucking magic. Not weak shit either, probably somewhere along the lines of elven ritual magic, or the shit the shit that happened before Cursus's folly.
So what you're saying is we need to get someone who not only knows languages, but also is incredibly old?
Or an archmage, yeah. And I can only think of one of those. But, well, actually, I can think of two of those.
Who are you thinking?
Well, there's Fleur's grandma, and my own old master.
Alright. I can think of someone that fits all those bills. So, do we really want to risk someone that is arguably Fey?
Oh, fuck, you're talking about Ron. I mean...
no, not Iran. Remember at the wedding how there were just, two foxes sitting in a chair?
Yeah, that was weird.
That's who I'm talking about.
Though, in hindsight, Iran would probably work too.
Perhaps. But,
You don't want to loan your liver to him to help us figure this out, do you?
No, not particularly. And besides, if this is, in fact, Egyptian, this fox is also from Earth.
I mean... I'm not certain if it's entirely from gray space, but this definitely seems to be like either all Thoth cultists or from Thoth himself. If this is from Thoth himself, she just sort of walks up to the skeleton and places the book back in his arms and pats him on the head. There, buddy.
Now, hold on. If we that book might have some helpful stuff, and I highly doubt that is Thoth.
Oh yeah, I don't think this is Thoth himself, but if it is written by the scribe Thoth, then I just want to point out I didn't steal this from you. The Dragonborn did it.
Okay. How about we copy what's in there?
Audrey holds up her notebook with the translated cipher because it wasn't written in common script.
Okay. Perhaps we also want a copy in the original.
I mean,
it may not be helpful, but it would be better than not having it and needing it. You know the saying, better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it? Besides, we don't know if
Cool.
we'll be able to find this guy again.
Cool. Two things. Fun fact about elven biology. Effectively a photographic memory.
X to doubt.
I mean, no, that's literally what trances are. I can just replay my memories like you've been to a movie theater before. Sort of like that.
You can hear older Silver comment, I haven't been to one of those since before the pandemic.
Okay, that sounds like a completely separate issue.
Oh no, it was like this weird thing that happened on Earth. You know, they
Yeah,
went into
something
a
tells
pandemic
me
for like 2 years.
something tells me they didn't trust science, and then when let's not listen to our doctors. But that's not neither here nor there. Um, point there and being is that no, that is just a thing about Elven trance. I mean, if you don't believe me, ask the Archfey that you are on his payroll for. It's less so a thing about being an elf and more so still technically arguably Fey.
I mean, how do you think I am able to swap my proficiencies? The astral elf Melorun says. I thought that was just a
Yeah,
weird quirk of being from the astral sea.
yeah, that's more so an astral sea thing. Not all elves can do that, but it is related to their trance. Time doesn't really work out there though, so memories are a relative concept. Actually, she looks over at Miller and you saw the original script too, right?
Yes.
Right. So I mean, effectively, we have two people who can recall it and write it down basically on command.
We should probably take a look at the entire thing so that if we do need to.
Cool. Who wants to risk the ire of the gods and re-steal the book?
Melorun shakes her head before she goes over, picks the book up, and starts flipping through it.
Right. Audrey will more or less be reading over her shoulder.
It takes
It's important to have redundancy in computer science after all.
where one code fails, hopefully the other code will also fail.
Exactly. Oh fuck, I forgot to switch from my Greek keyboard. That's not a semicolon. That's not a semicolon.
the entire process takes a while. But Starabon, would you mind rolling a perception check for me? So, as Audrey and Melorun are going through whatever this is, you notice something that you've been feeling for a while, but hasn't really been prominent up until you really started to talk about magic in semi-depth. There's an odd feeling that you're getting right now. And now that you've taken the time to feel, or more closely pay attention to it, it's not a feeling that you're feeling with your physical senses, but more so with your connection to magic. That is odd.
Working. What's the problem with the magic right now?
For that, roll Arcana.
Alright. You got his attention.
The higher that you've been going up in altitude, the more wild magic you've been feeling. As if you're getting to a point where you should probably start worrying about casting spells. As you might have a wild magic surge.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, you've been up at this altitude before, up in Steel Swan, but you never felt it. So, can't be altitude.
There must be some sort of I don't know. Someone had fun with magic and it went poorly in a very catastrophic way. Great.
Starabon, it looks like you've had a realization. What's up?
God damn. The most bland character I've ever played. Let's see here. How would I do this? It would be best if we didn't cast too many spells, but
Right.
I mean, does anyone have experience in, I don't know, untamed magic or the like?
Yeah, that's quite literally antithetical to the entire point of being a wizard.
I mean, there's some people who like to wield that sort of stuff.
Like, what do you mean by chaotic magic?
Like wild magic by the sounds of it,
Yes.
which means I don't know. Let's look at the sorcerer.
What?
Are we just gonna...
What? This feeling isn't normal.
No.
I mean, I thought it was strange that the lowlands were so stable with magic, but no, this is, albeit weaker, what I'm normal or what I'm used to. At least when I was back when Mythosil was at the height of its power.
This
That's
feeling was normal?
not surprising, but kind of a problem.
So we're
It
just
was in fact
approaching
stronger.
ancient... So we're just coming close to ancient magic, then? Which I guess makes sense for an ancient city.
I mean, yeah, it's also probably not that good. Let's see. Right. I can cast a lot of magic, but right. If things go fucking wonky, uh, I could just as easily accidentally cast Fireball centered on myself while standing in the middle of all of you.
Which would be hilarious for exactly one person.
I mean, if that person's name is Dicktail,
No, I was talking about me, because I'd take less damage from it.
I mean, yeah, sure. It's also an explosion.
Oh wait, now I can't wait to see you turn into a potted plant.
Fine by me.
I could also turn all of you into sheep. That is just a thing that sometimes happens. And not like wild shape into a sheep. I feel like I need to make this distinction for you, Scorbon. No, you would have the intelligence of a sheep.
Sounds like
I mean, I suppose if by fun you mean no thoughts identity. Seems to be working out for the bird, though. So, yeah.
Yes.
Are we gonna deal with the dragon that just, like, I guess, abducted Chopper? Or are we just gonna go off of the assumption that, it won't come back and go back home?
I mean, we could just ask Chomper what happened to it. Speaking of
I
which,
mean, I think it's a very simple question here. Hey, Chomper, did the big scary dragon that abducted you, is it dead?
No.
Cool. So that goes back to my original question. You cool with gambling with Chomper's life?
I mean, what did the dragon want in the first bloody place?
I'm guessing Chomper, though not to eat, given what dragon it seems to be. I mean, if you're cool, not not worrying about it and gambling with Chomper's life, then
I mean, we could set a trap for it using Chomper as bait.
great.
It's not
Do
going to
you have
come
an
back.
adult? Do you have an adult dragon-sized bear trap?
She lets me go.
Whatever for. Any reason?
Want to talk about cleric things. And tell me who or what I get my magic from.
Huh. Weird. But then it's all good, and yeah, I guess head back to camp.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Are we going to go back to camp, or are we going to have this as our new party? Says with air quotes, and just say that this is our expedition.
I mean, should probably go get the dumbass turning a sword on and off again, if nothing else. Also, something tells me all of you need a nap. Okay, almost all of you.
Turn to camp, get another long rest. Well, not another long rest. Yeah, the day passes. Things return to somewhat normalcy, though Chomper is still visibly depressed. Before everyone gathers to set off again, you do find that not only has past Sylvar disappeared again, but present Sylvar is arguing or shouting at having an argument with a half elf about something. That is not something you want to deal with, and I would like one of you to roll d6 to see how fair your this next week's expedition goes.
I suppose it's adventure time.
Wow.
Neither of us are humans.
So, how determined is Audrey about heading off at those points on her map?
Audrey's probably pre-planned her war crimes path. If I'm being real with you.
Well, so you set out from new-ish base camp, and you make no real progress at all during the next week. Just come up against too many cave-ins and points that just circle back around to where you started. Um,
Huh.
it's just a really frustrating week with how many times you pass the same rock all over and over again.
Audrey, Audrey probably has her like nose in her notebook trying to do her fucking damnedest to piece together this cipher. Um,
All right. Roll intelligence.
cool. My computer blue screen, so I have to get back into a roll 20.
I can do that for Audrey. All right.
It's cool. I'm there.
You are?
Yeah. I just had to reboot my computer. And presuming you load character sheet, it would be pretty like cool of you to load. All right, well let's do this USB bird.
You're
Okay. Yay.
not able to quite figure it out. Like,
Oh, so that's what that apostrophe was doing there.
you've narrowed it down to a handful of codes, but the problem is that the main issue is that you're using comprehend languages so often that you fail to notice that it's a multilingual code. As in, it uses words from other languages as a part of the code. This is
Well,
a really, really advanced code.
I'm making headway. Uh, she says to Sturbon. Also, didn't we pass this Brock yesterday? Are you just leading us
No,
in circles?
I'll grow a cave flower on it. We'll see.
Sturbon, this is why you need Druid positioning system.
Alright.
See, but why do that when a compass works just fine?
I mean, just because I know how to use a compass and a sextant and a map doesn't mean I don't prefer GPS. Uh, Speaking of which, if you ever see something being launched into the atmosphere from my family's home territory, no, you didn't. That's specifically a government secret.
I'm sure every other government already knows.
Alright. Someone roll another d6 as we go into, I think, week 6 of underground excavation.
Amazing.
Well, that's not anything I want to do. No, it's not that number, so I'll do the only other one that hasn't been done yet. So, you finally realize that you've been walking in circles the entire time. And finally managed to find a way that you make progress. Audrey, you're still working on the book, right?
Like now, Audrey. Audrey's doing that. Like during the 4 hours, she has extra of a long rest now. Because she trusted Sturbon, the druid, to lead us, and we passed the same boulder 4 times. So, yeah, she is, but not while exploring properly.
Are you using comprehend languages?
Probably not. I mean, after she's translated the thing entirely into the common script, she doesn't really need to. Because at that point, she knows it's a cipher.
Um,
And at least she can recognize the letters.
using any spells besides ritually casting Liam and Shiny Hat.
No.
Okay, so there goes one idea. But you can feel the and now that Starabon's pointed out, you and actually Dahun would at this point as well notice the wild magic or the unstableness in the weave here. They get stronger as you ascend in elevation. You eventually come to a point where you're no longer walking on rock. You're walking on ice, or in tunnels of ice.
I hate these puzzles on Pokemon.
But as you're exploring one tunnel, you start to feel the ground shake. And I am going to need acrobatics checks. Actually, I should probably do this for Dahun as well.
Yay for the bird that can keep her. Thanks, bird. Very cool.
Amazing.
Alright, so
Starborn turning into a sparrow's cheating, and you know it.
Starabon, being a spirit of nature, you're able to feel the earthquake coming, you know, like how animals can sense when an earthquake is about to occur before it happens. So you're able to brace yourself before the ground starts shaking. Audrey and Dahun, this earthquake happens so suddenly that you both lose your footing, and actually, Audrey, you start slipping or sliding back down the way you came.
Oh. Hey, good news. I realize this is constituted of multiple languages, by the way. She says, doing very little to stop herself.
You know, back where Starabon and Dahun are, the ice in the walls starts cracking. And
Precisely why she did very little to stop herself.
Serpent's going to any way to get above the cracks.
You're the spirit of nature. Just fix the cracks. Stop the earthquake.
Sure,
anything.
Let's go tiny
anything.
tiefling versus giant planet. Who will win?
I mean, you're right, except Tiny Tiefling is spirit of said planet.
I'm gonna try to heal the walls. I don't get a buddy. Crunched.
So the issue with this is that because the earthquake is still going on, and because you're technically on ice, this movement is considered difficult terrain. So you're still moving slower than the cracks are forming, and they're not just like forming like, up the wall; they're also forming parallel to where you're going, and Parts of the walls and ceiling start coming down.
Oh, fuck. Alright, fine. You're not willing to do anything. Audrey will stop herself and Misty step back up before grabbing her two dumbass compatriots and dimension dooring 500 feet farther up the tunnel to try and get past the cracks.
So you use Dimension Door, and the earthquake is still going on. This is a pretty powerful earthquake that's happening.
Yeah. But instead of Sturbon throwing hands with the continental shelf, I guess I gotta take matters into my own hands.
But does Misty Step make you no longer prone when you cast it?
Technically, no, but I don't have to stand up to cast another spell. And since we're not initiative, I don't have to worry about action economy. So the idea is Misty Step until like right about them, grab onto both of their ankles and Dimension Door.
Alright. So when you come out the other side of Dimension Door, you can see a light at the other end of the tunnel.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Let me guess, the ice tunnel's still trying to give way while we're in it.
At least it's behind you this time.
Yeah. Point being, let's not try and pull a running stunt. Audrey, we'll just use Dimension Door again and hope that we don't fucking fireball.
This is true. I do have to do a thing.
She is not a religious person, as pointed out by her conversation with Daehoon, but she is praying.
What spell level is Dimension Door?
Believe 5th? Let me check. It might be 4th, so... Yes, it's 4th.
Oh, 4th. Alright. I should have ironed out how this is going to work beforehand, but no wild magic so far, and you cast Dimension Door again, and your face is full of snow. Like, full on snow. At least, Audrey and Daehoon are. Cerebon, you're standing in about waist high in snow.
Audrey, much like the majestic Arctic fox, suddenly pops her head out from her prone position in the snow. She quickly realizes where she is and puts on a pair of sunglasses as to avoid snow blindness. She will hand a pair to Sturbon. Like, trust me. It will blind you.
So, you, at least for you, right, you guys, you haven't seen the sun in 6 weeks.
Another good reason to wear sunglasses.
And just...
Does he put on sunglasses?
And you can just see for miles around you. Like, off in the distance, you can see the peaks of, like, comparably, like, they look like short mountains or tall hills. But everything around you is just white. And actually, behind you, you can see you can see the tunnel that you just dimension doored through.
Uh, is it collapsing behind us?
Right. A second or two after you landed, the shaking stopped.
Cool. Has the tunnel collapsed behind us?
No.
Oh, good. Okay, well, my cost benefit analysis of potentially fireballing us versus that collapsing while we're in it. Um, I'm gonna say I still did a good thing in doing this.
All right.
Anyways, uh,
Yeah,
so
you're now. Yeah. So you're now approximately right where the Swan crest is on the map. And there's still a lot that can be looked into. But as you are getting your bearings, you hear voices coming from the tunnel. And looking in that direction, you see not just Silvar's party, but also the other party that was set out to explore. Most of Silvar's party do have darkened glasses or goggles of some kind.
oh, good. You guys know about the dangers of sun blindness. Not gonna lie, those do look pretty cute on you, Chomper. So,
Her attitude looks like it hasn't improved.
so, and she says, putting on like what's effectively like the hoods people put on falcons for falconeering on the bird, since it's easier than just getting a pair of owl-sized goggles. So, show of hands, who here has warm weather clothes?
I do.
You're a tiefling, you don't count. I, I'm saying that as a joke, but you're quite literally melting the snow around you. I mean, yeah, I am too, but very, very much slower than you.
Tieflings could get frozen eventually.
I mean, you could also just turn into actual fire.
Indeed.
Let's see. Pretty sure. Yeah, no. The barbarian, Dragonborn Turtle, not wearing any armor, but he's also a storm barbarian. He's
Storm
not.
just...
He's not affected by the cold.
I'm guessing our kobold is affected.
Yeah, that's a good question. So far, are you cold-blooded?
Yeah, Silvar does have he is like reaching into his pack after like looking around initially, like, and pulls out a really thick cobalt-sized cloak and like wraps it around himself because kobolds are in fact cold-blooded.
Cool. Following that up, Chomper, are you cold-blooded?
Um,
Okay, I know you're currently depressed and going through an existential crisis. That's no excuse for hypothermia.
Yeah, and when you point that out, Zorana pulls out a blanket, wraps Chomper in it, and gets a belt and ties it around her shoulders so that Chomper is just hanging, more or less, from a holster underneath her right arm.
Audrey just whispers to Starbot. She looks awfully pathetic like that. Uh,
Hmm.
Melorun,
neat.
however, she has not changed. She is still. She looks quite comfortable as she is, even though it's not cold weather clothing. And in fact, she has a nostalgic look on her face and a relieved face.
Yeah, I shouldn't be surprised that the star weirdo is weird. The
Finally
fuck,
home.
speaking of that. Oh, fuck, speaking of which. Uh, Starvon, do you want to help me lift Dahun out from underneath the hill before he starts suffocating?
Hmm.
Great. Let's prop Dahun up.
Right, so you're able to get him up, and he'll have his sword out and on because I don't think he has cold weather clothing.
As cold of cold weather clothing as plate armor can be.
Fire
Audrey,
resistance
Audrey,
plate armor at that.
yeah. Audrey just sort of like scratches the back of her head. I mean, technically, this uniform is built for not getting hypothermia in the winter. Also, one of the weird boons about being taught by a nudist. I would say that like that's I would explain to you, but literally all of you have met somebody who's a priest with civil history.
Um,
Great follow-up question. Does anyone have spare oxygen? They are at a shockingly high altitude.
yeah, that actually would be true. Some of you would be suffering from altitude sickness, so I suppose first order of business, roll Constitution saves.
Great. Starbound, you better not be like me.
No constitution?
No, if I go too high, I'll be incapacitated for a day.
Oh. Starbon's at least above average. I'll give him that much. Now let's see if the tiny little fucking elf girl can make the con save.
Alright, Starmont, you're a bit short of breath. And lightheaded. Silvar looks unaffected at all. Audrey, a little short of breath, but you've been at high altitudes before in this ship, and you've acclimated.
Cool.
That's all I care to roll for.
Sturbon, just take her not to hyperventilate. Anyways, follow up, show of hands. Who here has snowshoes?
Um,
I would say Stormwind probably does. If he didn't chuck them.
if you have winter clothing or cold weather clothing, I think that would be in amongst the equipment.
Alright.
I mean, I suppose the Easterbana can just turn into like a snowshoe hare.
And being an adorable companion that watches you all get massacred while he just sits on the sideline and pretends to be an innocent person, but you're sure.
Or just sits in the snow.
Actually, the more realistic option is as soon as they take this hood off the bird, she would try and eat you, thinking, not realizing it's you. Let's be real.
Then the bird would explode.
I'm not saying it would end well for the bird as soon as you transform back, but the bird would still try.
He would have to forge it.
Look, I can resummon the bird. It's not that big of a deal. That's why I'm okay about joking about this.
That's why she sacrificed the bird earlier.
Like, I mean, you would have Arson to deal with if he was here. If you killed the bird. But I think Arson would understand when the alternative is the bird trying to murder you.
I don't think it would be even intentional, though. It just really depends on how much damage you would take a 4-gate swallow.
I mean, seeing as the bird's talons can already crush one of our forearms, like it's nothing, if she were to grip at full strength, I think she could eviscerate you as a bunny. Like, actually disembowel you, and then you would immediately transform back, and she would plummet with you.
The time of day, I think. Given that this region is pretty far north, you're getting towards winter. And Audrey, by your account, there should be 2 more full months left of the year.
Audrey, damn, that sounds like a problem for the not elves in chat. Actually, I say that all of us have dark vision. Well, I mean, we should probably just keep moving, I guess. Hopefully to a lower altitude.
Now,
because
wait a minute. I think it might be best for us to get back to base camp, because I think we were just told to explore the Dwarf Kingdom. And to be frank, I didn't notice any cold weather clothing in amongst the supplies.
it's a fair point. Audrey will consult the map.
Your map doesn't
because
Your map doesn't extend to the surface.
I would have presumed there would have been at least something saying ice tunnel.
Yes, right. That's the main reason why you're able to get past the roadblocks, because there was a point on the map that said ice, more or less ice gate, except that appeared to be like a tiny town on the map, not a tunnel. Before going off with an arrow that says to Mythocil.
Well, yeah. High five, everyone. Found the way to Mythosil. Alright, so who wants to be the motherfucker who, plants their flag here?
As soon as you say that, Silvar takes out a flag and puts it down.
Good. I suppose by rules of Great Britain, it's ours now.
Audrey, do you have any sending stones?
No, I do not believe she does. Unless somebody like from base camp would have given her one so she could like use as a walkie-talkie.
Hold on. Sending is a part of the wizard's spell list.
It is. Guess what Audrey has not learned?
Sending. But, as you're standing there admiring or not admiring Silvar's forward thinking of bringing a flag, Audrey suddenly gets a message from Princess Talvaris.
Oh fuck, I got mail. Alright, let's check the voicemail.
Received 4 weeks ago. And message is Audrey. This is a bit of difficult news. Grimmice, or at least the population of Grimmice, has disappeared without a trace.
Ooh, yeah.
Going to, under the presumption that you are not responding, you are either unable to receive this message or you are a psychopath and don't care. But if you do care, return to Snakiv. Bring who you think it would be of help in investigating this matter.
Yeah, Audrey, like, love squatting the snow, so it's more or less just her head sticking out and she's listening to this. Ah, neat. So, I have magic reception again. That's good. Bad news. An entire city population did a little trolling. I wonder if that includes the automata. Anyways. So,
you need to leave?
I literally cannot.
You can't, or you just don't want to risk the wild magic?
I mean, both column A and column B.
What, you don't have any teleportation spells?
Not long range ones, no. I never really saw the need.
Well, another reason to go back to base camp. I'm pretty sure there might be someone there that has that either teleportation or teleportation circle. Maybe someone brought a scroll.
That would be weirdly lucky. Hey, gang, you want to know the other option?
What?
As far as Princess Tavares knows, I still don't have signal. You can just head to the city proper.
Well, as
I mean, literally the only other person from Grimeice that would be able to get this message is my twin brother. So, and with all due respect, Silver, you can barely handle one of me. You need to brace yourself for two of me.
Starabon, you have a sending stone, correct?
Yeah, I do.
You get a message, most likely from Fleur. So who knows? Maybe Mythlivia sent this. If she were something to, if this was something that she would send to, Starabon. We just went over to Grandma. Said there's no one here, or there was no one there. We've reported this to Varus. She hasn't been able to reach any of you, and quite frankly, we haven't been able to either.
Sounds like a skill issue.
No, the issue is that you don't have reception in the mountains.
Oh, I know.
You would think the dwarves would have an underground cell tower. Not gonna lie. Maybe it is a skill issue.
Yeah, actually, the messages that you both receive are as garbled as Mytholivia's mic is being.
So, yeah. I mean, unless you would rather just jump off the fucking deep end, Silver. I can introduce you to not one, but two of me.
Look, is she requesting... I presume you got a message from Tilvarus, and which it,
I'm
did
not
she request that
requesting.
I get... Did she request that I go there?
I'm not requesting, I'm ordering you. Big difference. And apparently I have royal authority to do that.
What did she say?
Oh, to bring anyone I think might be useful for this investigation.
And you think I'm useful?
Yes, empirically.
As what, a meat shield?
No, I mean, yes, that, but also you are, I mean, I call you a fucking sleazeball and all that jazz. You are also, actually a smooth talker.
At least that's one positive thing.
Also, I've seen you split a dude in half. I mean, to be fair, I've also seen Daehoon do that. But unlike when Daehoon does that, I don't think you need therapy afterwards.
Okay. So, let me ask you this. If we were to go now, so to speak, that means you're taking both the quartermaster and the tactician.
Our quartermaster, our tactician, and our infinite food supply, yes.
Don't you think that's a bit flawed?
Yeah, no, that's precisely why I'm saying we should probably just go to the fucking city first.
To Mythicil?
No. To the capital. That one.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Capital of which place?
She's pointing to the capital city on the map.
Okay. The Dwarven City. Okay. Now that we got it clear that we are going to the Dwarven capital.
Yeah, I mean, how much do you trust Dahun to be a sufficient topogam for all of us?
Not at all.
I mean, he could probably be a sufficient toboggan for the two of us, not gonna lie. The two of our combined masses is fairly light.
Alright, everyone, we're returning to whatever that city is. Presumably
Yeah, I guess
Bahazar, considering that's the country name. And it might have started out as a city-state.
that would probably be the best bet, considering the other one's Mythical. Also, who knows, they might just have like an old dwarven teleporter thing that we can fire up.
So, you
Also,
return...
let's be real, Chief. Do you trust your chances with Fleur if you abandon her daughter on the mountain?
Well, I wasn't saying that... I was saying this as in, I stay. Because, you know, this little thing sounds like a you thing, not a me thing.
Yeah, it's gonna become a you problem though. Congratulations. She pats Silver on the head and walks in down to the tunnel.
Right. So I was saying I was going to stay since it doesn't sound like a me thing, and you know I'd be the quarter. You'd still have the quartermaster position.
Well, do you think you could rope in your future self to take over for you?
Probably not, because they're all concerned about paradoxes and shite.
Precisely. So let's just get to Bahazar. Actually, it's probably smarter if we get to Bahazar.
So,
I mean, we might find some fucking Rosetta Stone or something. Speaking of which, this is made out of multiple languages. I don't think I told you this yet.
interesting. Not really, but
Yeah,
I was just saying that be nice.
I mean, it very easily could be interesting.
Not my cup of tea.
I mean, interesting in the generally sort of horrifying possibility that this is Eldritch magic, and congratulations, you're complicit in stealing something from Thought.
It takes a while, but no more than a week. When you come in, is just a massive cavern. You can barely see the tops of the roof, right? The cavern roof. It just city for blocks, and even into the horizon, or what could constitute a horizon. And um, uh, this huge city and um, probably housed like around 1 million people at some point. Um, buildings with entrances of varying sizes, mostly for dwarves, but there are also uh, human-sized ones. A couple that look to be like sized for Goliaths. But you eventually find where base camp has been reset up. And While the first people to greet you is the sentry that's on duty, which consists of Tormura and her group. So that's Tormura, Caradil, Avrin, and Albros. The Minotaur, if you forgot.
Anything?
Welcome back, Carol says as she flies over towards you. So, short expedition this time, eh?
Yeah, we found the surface.
Surface. Hey, so it's been 8 weeks since we started this expedition. And wait, no, not 8 weeks. It's been 9 weeks. So that's quite a long time. I bet you were quite blindsided by the sun out there.
Audrey just pulled out her sunglasses.
Wait a minute. 9 weeks? I only counted 6. Well, 6.5.
I mean, same, but it could be wibbly wobbly shit, so.
Well, it could also be that you're just not used to being underground and therefore lost track of time. But, for someone that with mind as keen as mine, I know exactly how long it is before the next sunrise or sunset. Yeah, I just keep track of that, and it's been about 9.5 weeks.
Cool. An orthodox show of hubris, but very well.
A fairy. Not only a fairy warlock with keen mind. That's an odd choice.
An orthodox show of hubris.
So, what brings you back here?
Gotta go here. She points to Balthazar.
Well, welcome. Yeah, wait, this is it. This is where it was arranged to come.
Neat. Collect data samples?
Yeah, the scientists have been kind of doing that for the past 3 weeks.
Great. We're gonna have to start beating them. You guys find, like, I don't know, an old defunct teleportation circle or something?
She turns towards Tormura. Yeah, they found something like that.
Neat. So what I'm hearing is we have an inn to come back and forth at will. Therefore, we should probably head back to Snock Cave.
Why?
I mean, we completed what we set it out to do, and now wizards and artificers can come back anytime they want.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the magic here is kind of strange.
See, now here's the neat part about teleportation circles, right? They don't give a shit. As long as that thing actually works, it doesn't matter.
Let me tell you what I've noticed, ma'am. Any leveled spell has a chance of going wild.
I mean, okay, so that's a problem, right? Here's the upside. It doesn't matter. Now, like, yeah, sure, if we were to just cast, like, teleport, big problem. Very big difference. But having a permanent circle here is a lot easier than trying to set one up ourselves. I mean, for numerous reasons, but namely the hard work's been done for us. So,
So, okay. Um, you realize that they're probably just going to ask us to head the expedition into the mountain, like not just
yes, and to myself, yes, I'm keenly aware. Here's the problem. Uh, so how do I put this? An entire city down on the surface just got like poofed.
uh um that that's serious.
Yeah, and uh, so managed to actually get cell reception up on the surface, and because of that, uh, guess what the problem here is going to end up being.
Uh, no
The one who,
communication.
well, but we've also been recalled, and by we I mean, uh, well, she motions to Sturbon. This one is basically the one who's responsible for us having any sense of able to replenish our food stores down here. Say hi, Sturbon. This one keeps base camp from falling apart, sans an adult dragon just crashing in.
Hmm.
And then I myself am the one who plans the expeditionary forces. So we're cutting the head off of the metaphorical chicken, is my point.
Okay, so are you going to like appoint new leaders? I mean, we have plenty of food to last us for a while. I'm not exactly sure. That was kind of his job. Points over to Silvar.
I mean, how was our food store situation?
Well, considering that we apparently have spent only 6 weeks worth of rations on during 9 weeks, I think we can last for another uh, 5 weeks probably, so another month before we need resupply.
Not gonna lie, that's kind of funky that we managed to pull that off. And no one got hungry. Um, neat. So here's the dealio. Without the order of the Swan, I'm pretty sure that the highest ranking person here is Lady Abrinin. Here's the small problem with that.
No one's seen her, and
Oh, that's a completely different small problem. I was going out of that whole she's kind of special.
well, considering she never really participated in the expedition,
Um, neat.
so well, what were you besides that? You were saying that she was special.
Yeah, I mean that as in oh she pull she holds up fucking Rhiannon and goes, so do you see how if you look into this bird's eyes, it looks like there's absolutely no thought process going on behind them.
Yes.
Yet Lady Abrina sees the exact same way.
Okay. And who do you are you going to try to establish like a new line of authority?
I mean, I suppose if you see her, command technically defaults to her, but if not, uh, hey, blinking on the Ozimar's name out of character.
Serana.
Verona, Ranger,
Yes.
cool. You and, a weird star child over there, uh,
Melwin.
yeah, okay, whatever. The two of you seem to be the, like, well, you quite literally know this planet better than anyone around, and you're a responsible adult.
Not to mention I'm Methicilian nobility.
Unorthodox of him. Uh, I mean, defunct state doesn't really mean shit. Point being, uh, yeah, you think you can keep everyone from, like, I don't know, going to Lord of the Flies?
Yes.
Cool.
Uh,
There you go, Silvar. The fuck, we should probably take Chomper back.
yeah, yes, I was about to ask that. Do you want to take Chomper or are we going to keep her?
No, we should probably bring her back. I mean, especially if our thing comes down and she's not there. Speaking of which, we should probably take the Vanderveen daughter too.
Wait. We're are we really going to split up the bastard squad?
No, we should probably take the entirety of the Bastard Squad. But again, do you like your odds fighting off Fleur if you abandon her daughter down here?
No.
Yeah, precisely. So we should probably just take all of them. It's smarter than splitting them up, but we definitely can't leave Harmony down here.
All right. How soon do you want to leave?
I mean, we probably have a couple days of leeway before she starts thinking I'm a sociopath and not having reception. So let's make sure that that teleportation circle isn't like cracked to shit, and try and get that bad boy running. That way, we don't have to risk fireballing ourselves.
Yep. What gives you the impression that we can teleport from it?
It's already set up. Some sticky notes, and we're good.
Okay.
What? It's basic magical theory. I mean, the basic runic lattice of teleportation circles has been in place for like at least 2,000 years now.
Somehow eventually comes shows you where the teleportation circle is. I mean, it could use some repair, but that you'll be able to do it with the supplies that you have.
Right. Then get somebody, I guess, to repair that. Gives Audrey some more time to look at this fucking book.
Okay, roll another intelligence check.
And I guess Sturbon to do druid things. Anyways, yeah. Daehoons are going to love having two Audreys. Hey, what do you know?
Okay. You think you might have cracked it, but you're going to need someone of similar intellect and knows languages to double check your work.
I genuinely can't believe I'm about to say this. This is another reason for me to go back home and see my twin brother.
Well, let me just tell you this. Natural 20s are only successes on in combat, and you're one away from the DC to deciphering it.
I mean, my point there in being is her twin brother, who at least wasn't in Brian Mice when everyone got Thanos snapped, is a mastermind rogue. Guess what? He knows languages.
He's a linguist.
Yeah,
He's got the linguist
and
feat.
yeah, and he also thinks basically identically to Audrey. Like, I'm not kidding when I say Daehoon's going to hate having to deal with two Audreys.
All right. Eventually, Silvar will get everyone that's going. Right. All right. So, what's the plan for getting there?
Show of hands. Does anyone here know the no teleportation circle?
I do not. I'm not high enough level for that.
You would think I would. I don't. Okay, cool. Does anyone have a scroll of teleportation circle?
Let me check the sorcerer to see if she has in her known spells. So you said you're taking the whole Bastard Squad, right?
Yeah, presumably. It's probably not smart to separate them.
All right. Equal the Aarakocra. I have it. I have it.
Cool. You know the runic lattice for Snotcave Cape?
Not the castle. But I
Cool.
can get us pretty close.
Oh, you mean Libertas's weird goblin attic, don't you?
No, it's the celestial firmament.
Oh, yeah, that weird library. Cool. Well, it's our best bet to not getting fireballed, so let's take a crack at it, I guess.
Now?
Yeah, I suppose no time like the present.
Alright.
Would you disagree, Sturbon?
Really no reason not to. Well,
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot more plants on the surface. I would think that alone would make you want to go back to Snot Cave.
yeah.
Okay. Let me just check the Swan thing. All right. All right. So, Aarakocra spends a minute drawing out a circle in the ground and saying some arcane words. Everyone ready?
Great question. Sturbon, you don't get teleportation sickness, do you? I'm not hearing a yes.
Then. When I finish casting, you're going to have to move quickly, because they don't last long.
Yeah, I'm aware.
She finishes casting it, and you feel the natural weave of the area get so chaotic that the spell, the circle lights up, and then you instinctively rush forward, but you're not teleported anywhere. Equal looks around, and then she thinks about she looks like she gets a concentrating for a little bit, and teleports 20 feet away from where she was. Well, that didn't work.
I mean, it wasn't an absolute failure. You got the arcane theorem down.
Oh no, I just got unlucky with the wild magic.
Yeah, let's just try this again. I volunteer Silvar to be our test dummy.
Alright. So, she spends another minute to cast it again. And this time, when it lights up and Silver goes through, he's gone. And
sweet.
Alright, quickly. You run through the run into the circle, and that's where we'll call it.